Hold up, hold up, hold up. It's that boy G Plans. Don't give a damn. He cooler than a fan. Walking real tall. Some say he's a man.
What's going on, man? Pakman James, we here. You know what I'm saying? We in Sunset, we in your city. How you feeling, brother?
Oh, I'm feeling good, my brother. Thankful to wake up this morning.
Straight up, man. I want to say this, man. I gotta acknowledge this. This had to be 2017 or 18. I'm walking down 6th Street in Austin, and you knew who I was.
Correct.
And you knew what the brand was.
Correct.
Now at the time, like I'm not nowhere. At the time, I had something going, but I'm bigger now. But at the time, I was thinking like I'm just grinding. Nobody really know what I got going on. You're like, man, you do change your man, that's you. I'm like, yeah. And you was like, I watch your stuff, and I was amazed.
Oh, I'm a faithful viewer.
You know, and I appreciate I appreciate that because I rarely, well, I can say I rarely, I get it now, but back then, back in 17 or 18 when I seen you, it was never that. So I appreciate that. That I wanted to say that on camera.
I appreciate it because I appreciate you appreciate it, bro, because I'm ahead of my curve.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew where the podcast interview thing was going way back then, since way back then. You know, it's oversaturated now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and people don't really understand it, but I knew where it was going way back then, and I seen what you was doing.
Yeah.
And salute to you. I respect the movement.
Yeah. Nah, I appreciate it. And I want to say this too, man. We had a conversation before I got here, and you said your stepfather passed away. And
right.
Condolences to you, man. I know losing a loved one can be, you know, it can be traumatic. It can slow you down and stuff like that. And you was like, this guy played a major part of my life.
Right. So, a major part.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say condolences to you. You know, but how are you? How you moving forward? How are things going?
Man, everything's going good, bro. I dropped a piece on the clothing line. You can see right here, Time Waits for No Man. It'll be numerous pieces coming. It was a soft launch. I didn't go too much in depth with it. Just wanted to see how the public was going to respond to it. And the response was okay. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to keep pushing and I have more merch. Well, not merch. A line coming out with more pieces very, very soon.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the podcast. The Poker Room podcast is back.
Yeah.
After a 2-year hiatus.
Yeah. I feel you, man. So I want to go to the beginning, man. You're a journalist.
Yes, sir.
You love music.
I love it.
And you know a lot of different things. You feel me? But first, I want to say, like, you from Sunset, whatever, Lafayette area. Like, how was it? How did you get into it in this area?
All right. First, it came from a passion of the arts.
Yeah.
In high school, I had a scholarship to Full Sail in Winter Park, Florida.
Okay.
It's a recording school. I was going for a recording engineer, and I always had a love for it. My auntie, godchild, is Floyd Dixon. Used to play for the Atlanta Falcons, but that's D-Rec brother.
Okay.
From Rec Shop. So I'll be like, man, auntie introduced me to him, man, you know, you never know where it's going to go. She was like, I don't want to introduce you to it. I'm in high school. This is about 03. Nah, I don't want to introduce you to him. I'm like, well, I'm going to keep on pushing. When it was time to go, I had it was a Pell Grant, but it was real expensive to get to go. And the only one believed in me was another one of my aunties and my stepfather. And calling him my stepfather was an understatement. That's my daddy. I was just blessed with two. Bought me books on how to write songs, bought me books on how to be a recording engineer. And I had a good friend, you know, Jody Awesome, shout out to him. You know, he was a producer. And we was doing what we was doing, trying to find our way in it. My boy ended up moving to Virginia and he got cold with the beats. I stayed down here and kind of got lost in the sauce because I couldn't afford the school in Winter Park. So now I got lost in the sauce. I'm just living, trying to make it, doing things we do, trying to survive, but always still had the love for the industry. So fast forward maybe 15, 20 years, because I got a little age on me. One of my partners from Grand Coteau, that's like my brother, and Grand Coteau and Sunset is together. When you hear Exit 11, that's together. To me, and I could say that and stand on it, and if that's what I say, that's what it is. Sunset, Grand Coteau, Kingston, Bellevue, Lewisburg, all those little towns, that's considered Exit 11. And we even got a few members from Leonville, Honorville, because that's family. But that's all Exit 11, which is 5, 6 little, 3 towns and about 3 villages put together. and we come together like that. So he was like, him and one of my other friends from St. Martinville, he incarcerated right now, free him. You know who he is. And they had a name called Chances Makes Champions. Little did I know, that's a Midwest slogan. Chances Makes Champions is a Midwest slogan that has gone real wide now, because you're not going to become a champion if you don't take a chance. And like I was feeling that. Like, man, I'm fucking with that. So my boy was like, man, we want to start our clothing line, promotion company with all this. We got the name. I'm like, man, I got a logo I've been having for years, and I didn't have a name for it. So we put it together. We went and get it at LLC. My boy died in the midst of it. My other boy got incarcerated. A few other people. So it's just left to me. I got to hold it down.
So when we were out there in Austin, you was with a guy.
Mm-hmm.
So was that the guy that you was with at the time? Like,
no, that's not the guys that I was with. Mm-hmm. It's three founders. Rest in peace to Kino, Bino, my boy from Exit 11, and free my boy Hitler. Free Hitler. It's 3 members. They had the logo, I had the name. We came together and meshed. That's what it is. My boy Kino, let him rest in peace, he died in 2017, and my boy Hitler got incarcerated in 2016. So it's left to me. And you know, we doing what we doing. You waking up on that syrup, you can't wake up early in the night. You can't wake up early in the morning, so I'm up, because this is whole dear to me. I'm like, yeah, I like the name and everything, we'll go with it. So I went up, got it LLC, copyrighted, and everything was good. You know, after my boy passed, I had to find something to do to occupy my time, because me and my boy together every day. Like I said, rest in peace, Kino. And I had an artist at the time with them, so we was managing them. Going to Soundproof Studios, because my boy owned it at the time. It was in Cameron Cross, called First Recording Studio. Shout out to them, Soldier J and all the family up there. So I was managing this artist. He got locked up. I'm like, well, I got to bet on myself, you know, and wasting some money on him. So I would go in there, drop me a few rhymes, because I could rap myself. I'm nice. And my boy was a producer. That's how we started. So he's like, I was killing time. I'm like, man, you know what? It's time to start the podcast. Because I always wanted to do it, and a lot of people wasn't hip to it. And that was my niche, because I'm getting older, and I figure I hold a pretty good conversation. Yes. So we started the podcast. I started our shoot with my boy, MC. He cool people. Me and Zooted All Day, my homie from Zooted All Day, another guy from Appaloosa. Shout out to him, Bertrand. Started it. Hold on, but I'm skipping a part. We wanted to do an online radio before this, online radio station. But money was kind of wasn't at where it was supposed to be. So it was like, man, we need to start right now. Me, the homie Zooted All Day. Jody Awesome had a little influence with that also. My homie from Virginia that moved back out here. And my boy DJ One Love, who from here, but who been out here for like 13 years. Stayed half his life in Baton Rouge, half his life in Seattle. He came this way, had been my boy since. And my cousin, Jack Frost. So we like, man, money funny for us all to get the equipment, but we gotta start now. Time wait for no man, like the shirt said. So we gonna start an Instagram page it's gonna not be a blog. We're gonna do write-ups, and we're gonna shine a light on independent artists and people who got something going on, small businesses, activists, you know, poets. We're gonna shine a light on them. Not just, it's for the 337 area, but our mind is so much abroad, we would only be capping ourselves to put it like that. And I roam like Sprint and surf like T-Mobile, bro. So the earth is my turf. Wherever I'm landing, either I know somebody there, I done been there and I'm good. Got family there. So it's good just to help independent artists nationwide, fuck globally, because we would post even a few people from Mexico and from other countries on our stuff. So we would do write-ups on CMC Magazine. We went a whole with that. And we're like, well, it's time to let the podcast out. Hooked up with the homie, MC. That was our first cameraman. MC done good work. We handled our business, interviewed local artists. Everybody got it going on. Took a little break from there. Switched to Dope Media visuals. Shout out to Dope. Started with Dope, was doing our little thing. But And not to knock these fellas, because MC is a very talented dude, and Dope had a hell of a grind, but my creativity and my drive is on another level.
Yes.
So I'm trying to do certain shit in AI and VR, and it sounds like I'm talking Japanese to these dudes. Mm-hmm. So me and Dope went his way, I went my way. Stepdad died. I'm like, damn, slow me down, because he would push me. Like, well, and then I couldn't find another studio that was gonna let me have my own creative freedom, because I'm at the poker room, and everybody like, you got the poker room, you ain't playing poker. Just wait a minute, we're gonna start playing poker. And at the poker room, you have intense conversations where men, as real stand-up men, have intense conversation. No women around. You get to let loose. You're having a few drinks, smoking. You know, a little twist off of Drink Champs. You know, a little bit. So we was doing it like that, and that's the poker room, and everything going good. Switched up to couldn't find the creative freedom like I mentioned before, bro. So as I couldn't find the creative freedom, I hooked up with Taylor Cooper at Astro Studios. Shout out to Astro Studios, it's a big help. You know, which is a big venue. You can do video games there, you can have a show there, an event there, you can go record your music there, they will record your movie for you in top qualities. Some of these guys got Laurels, if anybody's familiar with Laurels on movies. And you can have a wedding there and an outside event right here in Sunset, in the hometown. So we ran price and creative freedom. He's like, it's gonna be a little too steep, but I like you, man. I feel your vision. You royalty of Sunset. You know, my uncle's the first black mayor out here, bro. The first black mayor in history in Sunset is my uncle. Mm. You know.
And for people don't know, Sunset is a town right outside of Lafayette.
Right, it's 11 miles north of Lafayette and 8 miles south of Opelousas. Mm-hmm. Right smack dead in the middle.
Yeah, so for people who may be from all over, who may see this and they can be whatever, mm-hmm. I just had to throw that out there, but you can start that.
Already, most definitely. Got to put the hood on the map the right way.
Oh yeah, for sure.